She is a monster, 115 metres long, capable of carrying a dozen missiles and close to 30 torpedoes.
Beneath frozen seas and unending storms, nations deploy silent machines built to disappear into the deep and shift global power without a sound.
We have torpedoes that will basically eliminate any submarine or surface ship if needed.
Some are relics of Cold War ambition. Others are modern ghosts of steel. Today, we dive beneath the surface to uncover the 10 most powerful submarines in the world, each one a masterpiece of engineering, strategy, and sheer underwater dominance. Number 10. Arihant-class. India's Arihant-class represents a leap from coastal defense to true nuclear deterrence, built under a veil of secrecy that lasted decades. Designed for long, silent patrols across the Indian Ocean, these submarines carry ballistic missiles that allow India to maintain a survivable second strike capability. Their compact size makes them harder to detect, and the nuclear reactor powering them can run for months without surfacing. But the most revealing milestone came during early endurance trials, when India quietly proved the reactor's reliability by running it continuously for more than 100 days. It was an audacious demonstration, something only the most mature nuclear navies attempt, signaling that India's underwater nuclear program had entered a new era of confidence, capability, and strategic reach. Number 9. Type 094 Jin-class. China's Type 094, Jin-class, marks the country's shift from regional deterrence to genuine blue water nuclear reach. Larger and more capable than the earlier Jia-class, these submarines carry long-range JL-series ballistic missiles and are designed to operate from heavily defended bastions in the South China Sea. Their nuclear reactors give them months of underwater endurance, enabling extended patrols far from shore. But the most consequential development came in 2015, when United States intelligence confirmed that Jin-class submarines had slipped beyond the first island chain into the Western Pacific. For the first time ever, China demonstrated the ability to position nuclear-armed submarines directly within range of continental adversaries, an escalation that reshaped regional strategy and signaled Beijing's arrival as a true open-ocean nuclear power. Number 8. Delta IV class. Russia's Delta IV submarines were the backbone of the late Cold War nuclear fleet, engineered for silent patrols beneath the Arctic ice, where detection becomes nearly impossible. Their elongated hulls, improved sonar arrays, and upgraded Seneva and Laner missiles allowed them to strike targets continents away while remaining hidden in frozen sanctuaries. Designed for reliability rather than spectacle, these boats became some of the most trusted assets in Russia's nuclear triad. But their most astonishing achievement came in 1991, when the Delta IV submarine K407 Novomoskovsk carried out Behemoth 2, the only time in history a submarine launched all 16 of its ballistic missiles in rapid succession. The successful salvo shocked analysts worldwide, proving that Delta IV could unleash overwhelming nuclear firepower with unmatched speed and coordination. Number 7. Vanguard-class. Britain's Vanguard-class submarines form the quiet, unseen spine of the nation's nuclear deterrent, tasked with maintaining continuous patrols so that one vessel is always hidden somewhere at sea. Powered by a Rolls-Royce PWR-2 reactor and armed with Trident II-D5 missiles, each submarine can remain submerged for months, slipping through the dark with almost no acoustic footprint. Their crews rotate in dedicated pairs, ensuring endurance and readiness across decades of service. Yet the most haunting detail lies inside every Vanguard, a handwritten, sealed letter from the Prime Minister, to be opened only if the United Kingdom is destroyed. Inside are the final instructions for nuclear retaliation. No one knows its contents, not the crew, not Parliament, underscoring the immense responsibility these submarines quietly carry beneath the waves. Number 6. Triumphant-class. France's Triumphant-class submarines were engineered to be so quiet that their very existence beneath the ocean becomes a diplomatic statement. France may be small compared to superpowers, but its nuclear deterrent is anything but modest. Each vessel carries M51 ballistic missiles, capable of spanning continents, all while gliding through the deep, with acoustic signatures so reduced that NATO analysts classified them as virtually undetectable by legacy passive sonar. Their K-15 nuclear reactors allow months-long patrols, and their hulls are sculpted expressly for stealth. Every curve, every plate, every internal mount designed to swallow vibration before it can echo into surrounding water. Operating under France's doctrine of permanent at-sea deterrence, at least one triumphant is always on patrol, reminding the world that Paris possesses one of the most elusive nuclear forces ever deployed. Number 5. Typhoon-class. The Typhoon-class wasn't just a submarine. It was the Soviet Union's declaration that no ocean on Earth could hide from its power. These giants, the largest submarines ever built, carried 20 massive ballistic missiles and housed twin parallel pressure hulls so wide that entire rooms felt more like those of a small ship than a submarine. Deep beneath the Arctic, where ice can crush steel like paper, Typhoons thrived. Their reinforced structure allowed them to punch through ice more than 2 meters thick, surfacing in places no Western submarine could reach. Life on board was unusually comfortable by Cold War standards, with gyms, saunas, and spacious quarters designed for months-long under-ice patrols. Yet their true dominance lay in geography. By launching from frozen, hard-to-detect positions deep inside the Arctic Circle, the Typhoons could threaten distant targets while remaining almost unreachable, turning the far north into one of the most contested strategic arenas of the era. Number 4. K-329 Belgorod. K-329. Belgorod is less a submarine and more a deep-sea platform built for missions most navies won't even acknowledge exist. Stretched to an extraordinary length, it carries not only nuclear-powered Poseidon drones, but also specialized equipment for tapping, tampering with, or studying critical undersea infrastructure. Its hull was redesigned from the inside out to host covert systems, support mini-submersibles, and operate in the darkest, coldest reaches of the ocean. But its most unsettling capability comes from the deep-diving submersible it can deploy, a vessel capable of descending to extreme depths, far below where conventional submarines can survive. At those crushing pressures, it can inspect fiber optic cables, map the seabed, or access locations beyond the reach of rival militaries. Belgorod exists in a gray zone between research, intelligence gathering, and strategic deterrence, creating a new category of underwater warfare that blends secrecy, technology, and geopolitical ambiguity. Number 3. Borei-class. Russia's Borei-class marked a decisive break from the bulkier, noisier submarines of the past. Streamlined with a teardrop hull and powered by a modern nuclear reactor, these submarines were engineered for one overriding purpose: stealth. Their Bulava missiles provide intercontinental reach, each capable of carrying multiple warheads. But it's the platform itself that transformed Russia's strategic posture. The Borei design integrates advanced noise-dampening materials, floating decks, and isolated machinery mounts, all sculpted to blur the submarine's acoustic signature into the ambient hum of the deep. The turning point came during acceptance trials, when a Borei launched multiple Bulava missiles in a rapid salvo, a test Russia had repeatedly failed in earlier programs. This time, the missiles flew flawlessly. That moment signaled not just technological maturity, but the arrival of a new generation of dependable, patrol-ready SSBNs capable of shadowing rival fleets with chilling quiet. Today, the Borei-class stands at the center of Russia's underwater nuclear strategy. Number 2. Ohio-class. For more than 4 decades, the Ohio-class has embodied the United States pledge that a nuclear second strike will always remain possible. Designed during the height of Cold War tension, these submarines quickly proved themselves the quietest and most reliable ballistic missile platforms America had ever built. Each carries Trident II D5 missiles with extraordinary accuracy, but the true magic lies in how the submarine moves. Its machinery rests on shock-mounted, vibration-isolated platforms, allowing an Ohio in glide mode to produce less noise than some diesel-electric submarines running on batteries, a level of stealth that stunned acoustic analysts. 2 alternating crews, blue and gold, keep each vessel at sea for record-breaking patrol cycles, ensuring constant global coverage. And despite their age, upgrades in navigation, missile guidance, and sonar have kept them technologically competitive against far newer designs. With unmatched endurance, near-silent propulsion, and a reputation for absolute reliability, the Ohio-class remains one of the most successful submarine programs in naval history, so effective that its successor, the Columbia-class, is modeled around the same core principles of endurance and stealth. Number 1. Columbia-class. The Columbia-class represents the most ambitious underwater project the United States has attempted in generations. A submarine built not for today's oceans, but for the security landscape of the next half-century. Designed to replace the legendary Ohio-class, each Columbia carries a new life-of-ship nuclear reactor that never requires refueling, allowing it to stay on patrol far more often than any previous American SSBN. Its missile compartment houses 16 Trident II D5LE ballistic missiles, fewer than the Ohio, but delivered through a platform engineered for extreme stealth. Every component, hull geometry, pump jet propulsion, isolated machinery, works to erase acoustic fingerprints until the submarine becomes nearly indistinguishable from background ocean noise. Yet its most strategic advantage is operational availability. Freed from midlife refueling, the fleet can sustain an unprecedented tempo of deterrent patrols. With only 12 submarines planned, each vessel must perform flawlessly, and the Columbia design reflects that expectation. Built to serve until the 2080s, it will anchor America's nuclear triad through an era of rapid technological change, great power rivalry, and shifting geopolitical tides beneath the world's oceans. Across decades of secrecy, innovation, and silent deterrence, these submarines shape the balance of power beneath the waves. If exploring the hidden world of deep-sea giants fascinated you, tap like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. Your curiosity keeps these stories rising to the surface.